This is an interesting story to say the least. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk about the story of Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos Scandal. Now before I get into it, please like and share this video to give it a boost, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content that I make. Elizabeth Holmes, 37, and founder of Theranos, is on trial facing charges of defrauding patients and investors with claims of revolutionary blood testing technology. If convicted, Holmes faces up to 20 years in prison and potentially millions in restitution and fines. It is being called the biggest scam in Silicon Valley. And it's easy to see why. The company was once worth $9 billion. It had many big investors, from the DeVos family to Rupert Murdoch. Even Bill and Hillary Clinton were supporting her. And the board was filled with many big names, from George Shultz to Jim Mattis, with Don Lucas of Oracle as chairman. Elizabeth Holmes claimed that she had invented the future of blood testing, with a machine that was able to perform over 200 tests, which could accurately perform the tests using only a pinprick of blood from the fingertip of a patient instead of the usual vial from the arm, which is what is usually used. However, the machine could only do a handful of tests, which ended up being very unreliable and potentially very dangerous, due to the fact that the blood needed, because the actual hardware couldn't perform the tests on such a small amount of blood, so they had to be extremely diluted, and over diluted blood samples means your results are pretty much useless. They're so unreliable. And it's also due to the fact that the hardware actually didn't really like being in close proximity to each other, which made the tests even more unreliable. The scam of Theranos was exposed by the Wall Street Journal, and particularly the reporter John Carreyrou. Holmes had actually asked Rupert Murdoch, who was an investor in Theranos as well as owning the Wall Street Journal, to personally kill the story. Murdoch, I'm going to give him credit for this, refused, saying that he trusted his reporters and editors to properly handle the truth, whatever the truth happened to be. In response to John Carreyrou's article, federal regulators came down hard on Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. They made a surprise visit to the Theranos labs and immediately shut them down. The trial is the result basically of what they found, so it couldn't have been good. So why is the Theranos scandal so shocking? Well, I think it's because of how serious and how potentially big the dangers of it were. You see, doctors base around 70% of their medical decisions on blood analysis. Given the unreliable results given by the Theranos machines, this could have led to serious dangers for patients. I think one great example of this with regards to Theranos was the cancer trials that they did with Pfizer on actual cancer patients. And those results were relied upon for quite a while before it came out that they were so unreliable that they were potentially dangerous. So yeah, the repercussions of this are really, really scary. So what are my thoughts? I think this scandal is a great example of why critical thinking is so important. Those who invested didn't actually think to check to see if what Holmes was actually claiming to have done was true or even possible, which from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it was really stretching what was possible with medical technology. The Theranos Scandal is also, I think, a great example of why it really doesn't matter what someone is, be it their race, their gender. It just doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's how competent they are. People were delighted that a woman entrepreneur could be so successful without actually thinking if she was actually competent enough to be able to do what she claimed. So what do you guys think? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. The Theranos Scandal is really, really interesting, I think, and it intrigues and shocks when you read into it. And it shows that competence is what really matters in life, especially in a business sense. You have to be competent to be successful. If you want to be successful, be competent. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.